Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Gears and Gains. My name is Ryan, and you saw the title, which means that today we are putting over 2,000 Christmas lights on my BMW M340. Now, I've got right here 1,000 Christmas lights and another box of 1,000 Christmas lights, and I'm gonna be showing you just how to put this on your BMW or any four-door car. I've mostly seen it done on coupes, but today we're doing it on my M340, which is a four-door sedan. Now, it seems that just a year ago, ever since Jake Schnatter went viral doing this on his car, every single person that I see on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram is doing this on their car. And I mean, why not? If you're trying to grow big on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok like I am, and doing this sort of thing will get a ton of views, so I definitely get it. However, I will say that I've seen so many people doing it to the point where it's getting a little bit overplayed, but don't worry, it is still Christmas season, so we have to celebrate somehow. So I'm still going to be putting all of these Christmas lights on my BMW M340, and in this video, I'm going to show you just how to do that. Now, I found probably what is the most affordable set of Christmas lights on Amazon, so I'm going to link them down in the description box below, and I'll also be linking the tool that you need to plug into your car's cigarette lighter in order to power these things. And don't worry, even with 2,000 Christmas lights, it's not going to mess up your car or drain your battery. So if you're looking at doing this in the most affordable way possible, 2 of these 1,000 pack Christmas lights cost me only around 80 bucks altogether, and with the plug-in tool, it probably costs under $100. So make sure you check out those links, and let's get started on installing these Christmas lights. Now, to do this, you're going to need 3 very specific things to do it right and to do it safely, because you don't want anything short-circuiting and messing up your car, because we know that BMWs are very finicky with electronics, so you don't want to mess up any of the electronics inside the car. You'll need your Christmas lights, and you need to make sure that these are not glass tips. These ones that I have are all made of plastic and rubber. You don't want the glass ones that you get at Target or Walmart, because you don't want the glass rubbing against your paint and potentially scratching it or creating micro swirls in the paint. I've seen some really bad horror stories from people who use the cheap glass ones. For reference, these are the glass ones that I'm putting on my Christmas tree, and you can see right there it has a pointy tip, and that is what's going to scratch your paint. And this glass tip is what's going to scratch your paint, so you want to make sure that you use the rubber and plastic ones instead. These ones are flat. The second thing you'll need is a power inverter. This thing plugs right into your car's 12-volt charger and has a standard outlet plug right there that you're going to plug in. The third thing, which is a power strip, just going to plug it right in there, and the reason you have the power strip is because it has the on-off switch. So you can just press this and turn off everything at once, or you can use the remotes that come with the lights, but a power strip will make sure that nothing short circuits, and if it does, it'll automatically switch off just like it would in your home. Now that we've got everything, the only thing left to do before we actually start installing these on the car is to actually clean the car. You can see around the back, it is really dirty. I mean, this thing is begging to be cleaned. I just took it up to Vermont for the weekend, and even at 41 degrees, it's still the warmest day of the week, so we're still gonna have to wash this in the cold. It's the next day now. The last thing that you have to buy that I totally forgot to tell you guys is masking tape, and the reason that you want masking tape is because it doesn't leave a residue on your car. If you can somehow find painter's tape in the color that your car is, then 1000% go with that. However, I forgot to buy this, so I went and picked this up from Home Depot this morning, but you can also get it from Staples, and I think it's a little bit cheaper. So get yourself some masking tape, because that's the tape that's not gonna leave a sticky residue on your car. I believe it might leave a little bit, but for this job, masking tape is probably the best thing you can get. Also, you can see that the M340 is fully washed and looking good, because yesterday was 40 degrees outside, and I had to wash my car in my driveway in that freezing weather. And since this year is my first time doing it, I kind of don't know how I'm going to be able to put this on the car, but we have to come up with a game plan and route it around the car the right way so we can make sure that the hood opens, the trunk opens, and most importantly, all 4 doors open. Alright, so I'm thinking we can plug it right back here in the back seat, but I've got my dash cam plugged into here, so I'm going to try to use this to see if I can plug the dash cam into one and the power inverter into the other one. I hope it doesn't pull too many watts. For some reason, up here in the front, every BMW owner seems to have this 12 volt that just never works. Mine works sometimes, but not all the time, so it works there. I'll plug it here, but if not, I'll do it in the back. I'm thinking route it out of one of the doors, maybe go along here, do up the fender, maybe up and around the front. Finish off the front, we can go here, do the entire hood, but maybe we split it from the front half of the car to the rear half of the car, or maybe the left side and the right side, but you'll see in just a minute. All right, let's test and make sure that the lights work and see how bright they are. Oh boy, these are red and blue. It looks like one of those red and blue icicle pops. It's not the color that you see on camera. It's much brighter than that. And these are yellow and green. It also has like these modes where you can switch between them. Got like flashing modes, fading modes, all those different types of modes. And these things are really long too. This is just one strand. There's 1,000 Christmas lights in just all of this, so we're gonna connect 2 of them, and we're gonna have over 2,000 Christmas lights on the car. I'm gonna get started, so I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, we're done with the very first body panel. This is the door. What I did is that I routed it out from here and I started doing the bottom, and I put it up a little bit on the fender. I gave it just a little bit of wiggle room. I probably should give it a little bit more just so that it can open and close. This is the next part that's going to go onto the fender and then into the front. But what I did to try to save time is that I taped it from here, routed it to that side, taped it up, taped it one more time, and then back to this time and taped it one more time. So I kind of just did the zigzag pattern, but I didn't tape the middle until afterwards just to try to make it a little bit quicker. It took me 20 minutes just to do this one body panel. But let's see the moment of truth. Can we open it up? Kind of, not really. I've got to fix a little bit of these lights. Just got to make sure it's not hitting or going inside the car when you do that. So let's maybe move some of these lights away from the body line. Definitely add a little bit of extra tape near where the high wind areas are, like underneath the mirror or even right here behind the fender or down here, because these parts are going to get the most wind and you don't want them to fall off. All right, we're a little over an hour in. Let me show you what we've done so far. We've done one door, we've done the entire front of the car, kind of the two front fenders, but we just got started on the hood. And so the way I'm doing it is that I'm routing it in the direction that the wind is blowing, just so I make sure that none of these lights blow off, and also to make sure that it doesn't rub against my paint and potentially scratch it. So almost this entire front right side is done. We came out through the door, we went up to the front, and we still got plenty of lights to go, as well as the entire second strip. So in this car, the G20, I went down and I went across the car 3 times. So we started here, we went once to that side, once back to this side, and then the last time back over to that side. And this is how it's looking so far. Hopefully this tape blends in with the white paint. Also, since these lights are clear strips, it should look pretty good. But we went up and around this side, we're going over here, and now we're going to tackle the hood. After we do the hood, we're going to go up to the roof, do a little bit of that, come back down across the A-pillar, and down to finish off the left side fender and the left side door. I know it's a little bit cramped in here, so I can't really show you guys exactly how it's going on, but once we finish, I'll pull the car out of the garage and show you everything. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the tiredness in my eyes, but that took way longer than expected. I started at 3 o'clock and it's now about to be 10 p.m. I really didn't think it was going to take this long, but let's just hope it's well worth it because this thing took forever. But before I show you the lights, I'm going to show you just how I did this. Now, since I ordered 2 packages and I had 2,000 Christmas lights, I did have a lot left over and I was kind of rationing a little bit when I went to the roof. But this is what the car looks like, and I know the tape looks really yellow on camera, but I promise it's not that yellow in person. It looks a little bit more off-white, but I really just needed something to make sure that it matches as close as it possibly can to the paint. But this entire car is just covered in stuff. It's weird because my M340 has like this vinyl piece down here, and that came from the factory, so I had to tape over that. But the front of the car, man, the front probably took the longest. Just routing everything is the longest and hardest part. Now a lot of these little tape pieces are coming up. I put a lot of tape on here just because it's masking tape. I want to make sure that none of these strips come off. I don't want any kind of electrical fire, but I was able to do with just the first 1,000 package the entire front side of the car and a little bit of this rear door, and then the rest of the car was all done with the second package. And this is how much I had left over. You can see I have a lot in there. There's probably like at least 400 lights down there just left over, and these are the 2 remotes. It actually only works with just one because they're the same unit, and this is how I wired everything in. So I've got both of them plugged into the power strip, and it goes into this and then into the car. Now I'm not gonna get to take the car out tonight, but I'll show you what it looks like in the garage, and right after that I'll switch to tomorrow night so I can take it out for a night drive to get the best videos of these Christmas lights on my M340 for you guys. All right guys, the moment of truth. Let's get a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, this thing looks so sick. We got to turn the lights off. Hold on. Oh my god, that's crazy. There is no way. Yo, this looks so good. Oh my god, this was so worth it. Oh my gosh, look at this, man. 2,000 Christmas lights. There's no way. All right, I'm gonna turn the light back on. All right, this thing actually looks so sick, but there's no way, unfortunately, that I can take the car out tonight because it's freezing. It's under 30 degrees outside, and I've been at this for 7 hours. There's no way I just spent 7 hours on this thing. Honestly, I think it's because it's a bigger car. It's a 4-door as opposed to like a 2-door. If this was a 2-door, it would have made it so much easier. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at the park where I'm going to light these Christmas lights up and we're going to see just how good it looks. All right, guys, the moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. god, this thing is crazy. My camera doesn't do that good in low lighting, but this thing is bright enough to make it perform just fine. It is actually so bright in person. Like, this thing is crazy. I'm so happy that I did this. I am so happy with these results. Hold on, let's turn off the headlights. Oh yeah, this thing looks sick. Jeez. And I think the craziest part, sorry, I gotta use the lights as a light for the camera, but it has different modes, so you can like press it. I'm gonna do it like this, and oh my god, it just switches. That's crazy. Wow. Now when it gets to that mode, you can kind of see where like I stopped and where I started up again because the colors are different. But I think my favorite mode is number 2, I think it is, which is kind of like twinkle mode. But this just looks so sick. All right, we're here at our filming spot, and this thing just looks so good. You just saw the cinematic that I put together, and it really looks so bright at nighttime. And I'm especially happy with the way that the tape came out, that you can't really see it, especially with the clear lines. But man, this thing just looks so good, especially at night. During the daytime, you can't really see it unless you're going under a tunnel, but at nighttime, it shines so bright. I think my favorite part has to be the rear. I mean, the G20 just looks so good in the rear, especially when you get a big diffuser like I have. And with those blade style taillights, it just looks amazing. Now, even though it took me 7 hours to complete this, I think next time around, I'll probably complete it in maybe like 5 or less. Now that I actually know what I'm doing, I think the hardest part is just routing everything, and it's going to be different for every car. But for a 4-door car, you want to make sure that it comes out and you give it a little bit of space around the doors. And yes, every single thing opens and closes on this car. I'll show you right now. You've got the front door fully functional. The rear doors, I mean, absolutely no problem with them. You can see when you open and close it, sometimes the lights will go into the car. We've just got to give it a little bit of space on the body line where it's going to go into the car. Let's look at the next door. Yep, fully functional. Everything works perfect. And of course, I have to be able to open this door, so every single thing on this car opens up. None of the lights are overlapping, and obviously the trunk has to open. That's the most important part of the car, probably besides the driver's side door. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that this was a success. Even though it took me so long, I think it was so worth it. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you do social media and you want to eventually do that at least part-time or even full-time, then this is definitely something that's good to do, because I see so many people on TikTok get so many views just doing this and making a quick little cinematic video of their car. I mean, this one guy got like 15 million views or something, and now my TikTok For You page is full of just videos of cars like this. So if you're interested, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at B58NY. It's the same thing as my license plate, but I will be changing it to Gears and Gains soon, just so I can stay consistent on all platforms, because I won't be having this car forever. But man, it just looks so good. I don't know if it's worth 7 hours. That's only something that you can decide. I think it was worth it for me. Will I do this next year on my next car? I don't know. That's something that I have to consider if I have the time for it. The last thing that I've got to say about this is that it gets attention, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but in reality it's probably both, because on my way over here there were so many people behind me just driving so slow. And if you've seen my videos before, you know I live in New York City, where nobody drives slow. People drive like animals on the street. So the fact that everybody was driving slow and driving behind me meant that they were probably recording me on their phone, but they were definitely distracted. And I'd say that these things are a huge distraction for everybody else on the road around you, and even for you. I think that I was driving a little bit more cautiously because I knew so many people around me were watching me. So whatever you do, just be conscious of your surroundings. When you have these lights on, I probably wouldn't turn them on the highway unless I definitely know there's no cops there. But I mean, yeah, there's not much else to say. This thing looks amazing. And if you've made it this far into the video, then thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, because there's going to be a lot more amazing videos just like this that are going to be coming your way very soon. So with all that being said, guys, my name is Ryan from Gears and Gains, and I will see you in the next one.